Dear viewers, a very good morning to all of you. Today, on the initiative started by Department of Technical Education Punjab and Punjab EduSet Society to deliver the online lectures through EduSet, myself Sukhvinder Pal Singh, Senior Lecturer, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government Polytechnic College for Girls, Ludhiana. I am here to discuss about working of keyboards and mouses, which is a topic under the course curriculum of Personal Computer Organization in 3-year diploma course of Electronics and Communication Engineering as prescribed by Punjab State Board of Technical Education and Industrial Training, Chandigarh. So these are two main input devices of any computer system, which are nowadays basically the basic part of the computer system. There are several other input devices also, other than keyboard and mouse. There are light pen, joystick, etc., with the help of which we can enter the data. But nowadays the keyboard and mouse, they are the essential devices and they have become the essential part of a computer system. So we will discuss about keyboard and mouses in this lecture. Here is a picture of keyboard which is nowadays used with the computer system. This is the modified picture of a modified keyboard which is nowadays used with modern computers, latest computer. It has all the alphabet keys, then numeric keys, function keys, enter key, alter key, control key, caps lock key, tab, etc., and various functions like print screen and windows, etc. So this type of keyboard is used nowadays with the modern computers, but we will discuss from the basic keyboards one by one and will reach up to the this type of keyboard. So keyboard is the most common input device and it resembles with the typewriter. It is more sophisticated and efficient than the typewriter. Uh, because when we see any typewriter, the alphabets or the keys are resembling with the typewriter of this keyboard, which are used by us these days with the computer. So, but this is more sophisticated and efficient than the keyboard. The typewriter. The key types in a keyboard are sorry, alphabets, numbers, and some special characters. The alphabets are we can press alphabets as caps by using caps lock. The alphabets are entered or given input as the capital letters, and with the help of shift we can get the capital letter, or with the help of caps lock we can get the capital letters. Otherwise the small letters of alphabets are there. We can enter the numbers, we can enter the special characters like exclamation sign, question mark sign, currency sign, star, delta, brackets, etc. The first of all basic IBM PC keyboard, which was first of all designed by the International Business Machine Company of Germany. It is based on DIN specification. The DIN is the Deutsche Industry Norm, which was the committee set for German standards in a keyboard. That the any keyboard with DIN specification was to has the standards as suggested by that committee, which was known as Deutsche Industry Norm. The keyboard interface: to connect the keyboard with PC, generally a serial port interface is used. For connection of in the earlier keyboards and nowadays also the keyboards are interfaced with the serial port, which we have the connector with the wire used with the keyboard, and that is connected to a serial port in the CPU. The different types of keyboards are these are on the number of keys having any keyboard. First of all the keyboard was 83 key keyboard, then 84 key keyboard, then 101 key keyboard, 104 key keyboard. In the first keyboard, which was 83 key keyboard, it contains total 83 keys, and it was the original personal computer keyboard used with the personal computer, the basic personal computer, and the PCXT, that is personal computer with extended technology. The first processor, when it was discovered or it was installed in any computer, and the size of computer was made very small, which was known as personal computer, and then extended technology processor. With that original, or we can say the basic or the first personal computer, this keyboard was used, but it had certain limitation. It had uncomfortable size of enter and shift keys. The size of enter key and shift key was very much uncomfortable. It was very large, and it was somehow very much up than other keys, enter and shift keys, and position of several keys was not according to the user ease. Any user was not able to press the keys with his fingers easily. It was somehow difficult to press the keys as compared to the today's keyboard. Also, most keys were marked as arrow instead of proper words. On some keys like enter key, there was not written any enter word on that, and on the backspace it was also a back arrow. On the tabs key or on the shift key, it was also any up arrow. So user has to remember about arrow function. So it was not possible without remembering about the arrow functions to press the various keys without any faults. So there was very much occurrence of faults and wastage of time by using these type of keys. Also, there was no indicator about status of numeric lock, caps lock, and scroll lock, etc. Due to these listed disadvantages, these kind of keyboards are minimum in use. Nowadays, these kind of keyboards are not used because it has several disadvantages as listed. Then the next keyboard was with enhancement of one key, and it is known as 84 key keyboard, and it is made for use with PC80, that is personal computer with advanced technology with the advanced microprocessor, and it is also known as PC80 keyboard. It is the improved version of 83 keyboard. There are certain improvements. Also, there is addition of one key. The main improvement over 83 key keyboard in this 84 key keyboard are: the size of enter key was increased, and key top contains the word enter instead of arrow, and instead of the same size or any not a good position location, the size of enter key was increased than other keys, and also the key top contains the word enter, and most keys contain word describing them on key top instead of arrows as in 83 key keyboard. The numeric keypad is moved towards right, and space was introduced between number pad and other keys for easy access during numeric data entry. In this keyboard, the numeric keyboard is moved toward right. We can when we are to use or to enter numeric data in the form of numbers, then we can very easily use in this type of keyboard, because nowadays also when we see any keyboard, then the numeric keys are on the right side, and also these keyboards have a one number line on the top of other alphabets, but when the numeric keys are shifted toward right, it becomes very easy to enter the numeric data, and also other keys for easy access during data entry. And it is a programmable keyboard. uh, the electric connection of keyboard is made with main system, due to which these keyboards are incompatible with PC and PCXT machine. Here the keyboard is connected with the help of electric connection with main system, and these keyboards were incompatible with the basic PC and PCXT machine, but they have a switch at bottom to configure the keyboard to be used with PC or PCXT, and by switching to PC80. So this type of keyboard can be used with any type of PC, but it has to be configured with the help of a switch changeover at the bottom. Then 101 keys keyboard. Here the enhancement over 84 keyboard, so known as enhanced PC80 keyboard, because it has 100 keys instead of 84 keys, so it is known as enhanced PC80 keyboard. The function keys are moved to top of keyboard and has 12 functions key instead of 10 function key as in 84 keys keyboard. One additional cursor control key is provided. Then size of enter key is reduced. It contains duplicate control and alter keys at both sides of spacebar for easy operation, because when we are entering the data with one hand, and we have to use control and alter from that hand to the other side, then it is very difficult to enter the data with the by using control and alter keys. So this type of this keyboard contains duplicate control and alter keys at both sides of spacebar for easy operation, and it is compatible with all systems except PC and XT, which can be switched like the 84 key keyboard. Then the another enhanced version is 104 key keyboard. It contains 3 extra keys than 101 keys keyboard. It has 2 window keys located with control and alter keys, and 1 application key on right side next to window key. The window key is used for variety of program. All the 3 keys are macro keys, and they are used to perform a variety of tasks. It can be programmed for various functions by application programmer with the help of window key and the application keys. Electric connection is identical to 101 key keyboard, so it can be replaced by 101 key keyboard very easily, and vice versa. The layout of keyboard is, it contains alphabet keys, numeric keys, special purpose keys, function keys, cursor control keys, and the special character keys. The 2 commonly used keyboard layouts are QWERTY layout, like in a typewriter, and Dvorak delay layout, which is some advanced version of that layout to increase the speed and to ease the operation. It is named after the scientists who discovered this kind of layout. In case of QWERTY layout, it is the traditional key layout found on the typewriters, and it is named on first 6 alphabets on keyboard. When we see this type of keyboard, we will find these letters these first 6 alphabet letters on every keyboard, which is of this kind of layout. And this layout was designed basically to reduce the speed of typist, because the all alphabet or ABC was not written in a sequence manner from A to Z. It was written in some special manner to reduce the speed of typist, because fast typing is harmful for the mechanical parts of the typewriter. So, because this type of layout was already in use for typing by any typist or the typewriter user, so when there was the condition to replace the typewriters and the other function, other old technologies with the computer or the new technologies, then same layout was used for initial keyboards, because the typists were habitual of typing that in this kind of layout. In the Dvorak-Delay layout, it is named after the scientist who proposed this type of layout. It was introduced to increase the speed. Here all vowels were kept under left hand and most frequently used letters were kept under right hand. This type of keyboard with this type of layout is not popular because of the uh, uh, habit of typists by using the QWERTY layout. So, this kind of keyboard is not mostly used. The electric connection is same as QWERTY keyboard. In the keyboard used with the personal computer, there are certain kind of switches which are mechanical switches, membrane switches, capacitive switches, Hall effect switches and optoelectronic switches. As the name implies, the mechanical contains some mechanical pressure when we press it, and it has the mechanical function behind that. Membrane have some plastic membrane. Capacitive uses the idea or the principle of capacitor. Hall effect switches, they are based on the Hall effect principle, and optoelectronic are based on the light and the electron principle. To identify the key which is pressed and to convert the data or to make a signal about the key for entering or to providing input to the computer machine, a key matrix is used, to which is a very much good process to make easy the process to detect which key is pressed, and then that signal is given as input to the computer processor. The keyboard is an array of separate switches arranged on a grid known as key matrix. Here the processor reads the key matrix to find which key is pressed and converts that key value into hexadecimal code, which is called the scan code. The organization of key matrix saves a lot of complications and additional circuits required for directly connecting each key to other circuit. The huge array of keys can be identified using only a few row and column signal. Here when there are 101 keys or 104 keys, there is a huge circuitry, huge array of keys there, but and one key is pressed first, then other key is pressed first, then another, and we have to detect which key is pressed, and then we have to convert that key signal according to that key into any hexadecimal code, and then to send as input to the computer machine. So it requires a very fast processing. So a huge array of keys can be identified using only a few row and column signal. So key matrix, it saves a lot of complication and additional circuit required for directly connecting each key to other circuits. This is a small key matrix where two columns and two rows are shown, and how it is detected that which key is pressed. If A key is pressed, then we will get low at C1 and R1, and if we get low at if we find that B key is pressed, then we will get low at R1 and C2. Similarly for C and D, for R2 C1 and R2 C2 respectively. These are the port connections in a keyboard. Here input port is there, which contains the signal D0 to D7, and output port, it contains D3 signal. So here we can easily detect that which key is pressed here, and for that key the hex code, the signal will be generated, and then hex code will come to output port here. Now we will discuss how the key is located, that which key is pressed on a keyboard. When a key is pressed, the row sensors and column sensor sense the row and column value of the switch being pressed. When any key is pressed, then the sensors attached with row and column, they sense the value of the switch being processed, row and column value of the switch being pressed. This process of finding out the key pressed by reading the row and column signals is called scanning. The process by which we find the which key is pressed by reading row and column signal, it is known as scanning. And during scanning, a single byte code, that is 8-bit code, is generated, which is called scan code. We will discuss how in the matrix how scanning is done and how single byte code is generated, which is called scan code. Here is the flow chart for the detection of pressed key and then entering the data or data input to the computer. Here first of all we have the keyboard, and it we have kept all rows at low value, low signal, 0 to all rows. Then read all columns, then we read all columns, and then there is a question: are all keys open? If all keys are open, then if no, then again read column. This process continue till any key is closed. If all keys are open, then read column. Then read column. After read column, we find there is a question mark: is key pressed? If no, then again read column. If yes, then wait 20 millisecond. This wait is for that purpose that we have to ensure that the key is pressed actually, or there is not a noise signal or any distortion is there. It is for after 20 millisecond, then again we read column. If again the key is pressed, then we process further. Otherwise, if it was a noise or it was a wrong signal, then we will get no key pressed and we will go to again to read columns. Then if key is actually pressed, then output 0 to 1 row. We will give 0 to 1 row out and read column. If key found, then convert to hex code and return. If key not found, then again output 0 to 1 row mean to next row and then to next row till the key is found. So this is the process flow chart to detect which key is pressed and then convert that signal into hexadecimal signal. Now scan code. When a key switch is pressed, a row or column signal is generated, and row and column signals are 1 for open and 0 for pressed. The row and column signals goes low for the pressed key. When they are kept high on the for the open and low for the pressed, when both row and column are goes low for any in the keyboard matrix, when both row and column signals goes low, then the pressed key is detected or located. And this is interpreted by keyboard interface. The interface converts row and column signal into single byte code known as key code or scan code. For each key there is a different code, and that is generated immediately when the key is detected that which key is pressed, then immediately a key code or scan code or a scan code is generated. And two types of unique codes are produced during a keystroke cycle. When a key is pressed or a keystroke cycle is there, keystroke cycle mean a key is pressed and then it is released, then two types of unique codes are produced during a keystroke cycle, because every key has its unique code, and during a cycle of pressing and releasing the key, the two types of unique codes are generated, which are called make code and break code. When the key is pressed, the make code is generated, because when we press the key, for example G is pressed here, then the scan code or key code for G key will be generated, which is known as make code. And when this G key which we have pressed earlier is released, then break code will be generated. Make code and break code, make code after pressing and break code after releasing. So these two will be the unique code for each key. Now keyboard working, again we will discuss in detail. Initially all columns and rows are kept high as 1. When a key is pressed, its corresponding signal shows a low or 0, and after a small delay signals are again checked to see if key was actually pressed or it is just noise, as we have discussed in the flow chart, because after a small delay signals are again checked to see if key was actually pressed or it is just a noise. To find the row signals, each row signal is kept low one by one and rest are high. When any key is pressed, then each row signal is kept low. First one row signal is kept low, then next row signal is kept low, and then so on, and checking each column for their signal for a low. And when we get a low in any column, because there will be only one row whose signal when kept low gets one low in column signal. This is the basic or the main principle how a key is generated. Checking each column for their signal for a low, there will be only one row whose signal when kept low gets one low in column signal. So this by this process the pressed key is detected. When row 4